Okay, so this is a lunch edition of let's try to fix a game, or let's try to fix a small problem in a game. And right now the problem that we are having on House of the Dead 2 here is, you see how it's asking for credits? I don't know if you can see that, but it's saying 2 credits to start. It's not supposed to be doing that. It's supposed to be on free play. And you're supposed to just be able to hit these start buttons, and they should be lit up, and the game should just go. Because we're at home, so don't really need quarters, or try not to have quarters for games that have actual real free play modes like this one does. So what I am suspecting is our CMOS battery is dead, and which is really weird because I swear I replaced this just a few years ago, and I've had some batteries that just seem to go and go and go, and this one just seems to be dead. So we're just going to double check, and we're going to go ahead and open it up and just verify that everything is okay first of all with that battery. And the way we're going to get into it is there's a door right here. Which, that is not the right keys. Oh, it's this one. Should be hanging on the inside of the door. Off. And we're gonna go ahead and switch the game off. Which, I don't really know which one it is, so I'm just gonna switch them all off. Let's see. Alright, let me switch the game off and then I'll set up the tripod for the PCB. Okay, so I had to kind of reseat the remote battery. Just because it wasn't sitting in there very well, and that's the reason why I wasn't turning on and off. So let me just see if I can set this down. And this is just like a Naomi board. Just pulls out on this drawer. And on the other side, there's another drawer. Sorry, I'm having to get down here. Let me see if we can get a little bit closer. And on the other side, I think, is all the stuff for the, what do you call it? The guns. And I want to say that the battery is actually behind this board, if I remember correctly. So what I want to do is just kind of remove these screws real quick. If I can. I think I might need to get a different screwdriver. So I'll be back. Let me get a different screwdriver. Okay, so let's try that again. I have my little handy R2-D2 screwdriver. Let's see if this works better. So we can at least just get these screws off. Let's see if we can get that battery swapped out. And then hopefully there's nothing wrong. And we can get free play back on here. Hopefully quickly, because it's supposed to be a real quick fix during lunch. Which I think I have a lot of these little projects that I could do. It seems like the hardest part is getting these screws out. I have a few of these batteries, like in San Francisco Rush and NFL Blitz, but I want to say I put new batteries in them when I first got them, and I haven't had to replace them. So I'm kind of surprised that this went out. And this screw is long. I didn't think it was that long. I just got a drilled it out. And yeah, what's on this game is actually they're called dip switches, and that's kind of what allows you to change the settings on the game. And there's hardware dip switches, and then there's software dip switches. And this one has software, so it's in the computer program, but you just have to have a battery in order to change the settings. Trying to do it without the camera Camera's a little in the way. See if I can move the camera just a little bit so I can work a little bit better. This little trusty R2D2 screwdriver is so helpful. So we can kind of turn these out. There's that one. These screws look like they're all the same. So it has like a little bit of thread, and then it's just, whoops. It's crazy whenever you open up one of these games, all the different parts that they have inside and how they're all like different. Come on. Should have just used the drill. It doesn't even look like all the screws are in it. It looks like half of the screws were in it that were in it. So it looks like it should have had 6. And it looks like it only has 3 now. So somebody probably got tired of putting all the screws back. Because this also saves your settings as far as like difficulty and audits. So an audit is like if you have it on location or like out at an arcade, you want to know how your game is doing. So you may want to pull data like how many times did 2 players played, and you know, just how much money is it making, that type of stuff. And you can always tell from your coin box, but it's a lot easier if the computer just kind of tracks it. You just want to look as an operator and don't want to sit there and count everything that you have everybody else count. Come on. Got my last screw here. I gotta figure out how to pop this thing off. How does this come off? I think it's just these plastic tabs. Just like that. Oh, and it was just sitting in there. You can see here. That's how that little board. So this is like that little daughter board. And here is what we're looking for. This is what I think the problem is right here. So I'm going to get trusty R2D2 here. And R2D2 has a little flat screwdriver thing. So I can try to wiggle the battery out. Come on, battery. There we go. Let's kind of pull it out. Look at the battery, and everything looks good. It's just a dead battery, I guess. So let me go get a different battery. We can put that in there. Okay, so got the battery out, and what we're taking out is an Energizer, and it's a 2032. And we just had another 2032 here. And what I do, and here's kind of like a pro tip here, is these are just insignia, and they're just a whole bunch of batteries. I think this was like a 6-pack. And every now and then Best Buy, so here's some AAA batteries. Look at that. It's like I think there's probably like 48 in here, and they just have these sales on batteries, and they're like super cheap. So here's like 48 AA's, and they'll have them for like $8, which is like really cheap compared to the store. And so whenever they have those Best Buy deal of the days, I just buy the batteries. So there's that battery there, right? So that should be good to go. So now the game should be good. And now we just kind of do a rinse and repeat as far as getting all this back in. So now we gotta push that up there and kind of fill around. I'll get that back on. Let's see. Trying to get it on there. There we go. Now it's feeling like it's getting there. sure it's lined up before I push in, so that way none of the pins get bent. Easy way to tell would be the little screw holes. Those should be all lined up. Let's see. Should be right there. They did not make this easy as far as replacing this battery, huh? It's just this one up here that's not going in. And we definitely need that one to go in for this daughter board to make contact. You don't really want to force it, right? Because you want it to not bend anything. Let me just make sure everything looks okay. Yeah. Let's try it again. Get it all to line up. It'd be easier just to put quarters in it, wouldn't it? Alright. Yeah, that should be it right there. I think it just has to line up all at the same time. Get it in. Man, every time I get to one side, the other side pops out. Yeah, this other side is not staying in. It's like almost, I need to get that side in first. Nothing that it's hitting. All these little circles need to be lined up on the bottom part of the board. Let's see. There's like a little circle here for the screw holes. Just trying to get that all lined up. It's almost like it needs to go a little bit further. There we go. It's not making a connection. What is it? Is it something else that's blocking it? Alright, let me see if I can fiddle with this and get this in. I want to have the camera waiting here forever while I try to get this on. So let me see if I can get it back on and then get it screwed back in. Okay, so now that I got all the clips and the screws back in, I'm just going to go ahead and push this back in. Yeah, hopefully all of this works. Then stick this door back on. So, lock it. And now we should be able to turn the game back on. Let's see which it is. Oh, is this 1 or 3? I can't remember. Let's see. Hey, I think we got it right. So, alright, cool. So the game's back on, which is always good. Kind of a sigh of relief. Okay, so let's see. Let me grab my light. You're not gonna be able to see inside this coin door. Alright, let's see. Grab that here. Stick the light inside. That'll be helpful. Alright, so now I can actually turn down the brightness of this light. Notice you probably can't see, everything's kind of blown out. Alright, So here we have a test and we have a service switch. We have a volume, and we actually have a DeGauss switch. And then we also have the meter, which it says 12,384. That's how many credits have been put into it. So we're going to go ahead and hit test. And if you see, that puts us in this mode. And it says select with service button and press test to actually go in. So we're going to go ahead and go to coin assignments and go in there. And shoot type, nope. Here we go. I think we can change it in here. Let's see. I'm switching it up. Two credits. Nope. Still not what we want. Maybe it's in here. There it is. So now that we have that, we can go to exit. And we can go to exit. And now it's going to start up. And get my light out of the coin door. And I'm just going to hit start. Close that. And this is the way it should be acting. So if you look, this player 1 is not flashing because the game automatically starts on free play when you boot it up. And it's telling you right now, press start button free play for player 2. And that'll activate player 2. So the one thing that we do need to check is I'm actually gonna switch the game off, which now that the little remote's working. And then I am going to switch the game back on. And what we want to do is, if we restart the game, it should have lost its settings. But if we have a good battery connection, then it should be good to go. So now you can see it says free play. And that means problem solved. So it was a small little problem. We were able to take our lunch hour and we were able to fix it. Now we can kind of just come over, and whenever someone comes over, you don't have to put coins in House of the Dead 2, and it just plays. Cool. Quick lunchtime fix. Alright, we'll see if we can kind of do these a little bit more regularly. There's a lot of little things that I need to work on, so it'll be like little stuff like this. There's House of the Dead 2. The Apocalypse. Alright, check y'all later.